Chapter 5, The Fundamental Unit of Life, Question Answers from Class 9, Subject Science. Page 51, Question 1, Who discovered cells and how? Answer. Cells were discovered by Robert Hooke in the year 1665. He observed a thin slice of cork through a self-designed primitive microscope. He noticed that the cork resembled the structure of a honeycomb consisting of many little compartments which he named cells. Question 2. Why is the cell called the structural and functional unit of life? Answer. The cell is called the structural unit because all living organisms from unicellular to multicellular are composed of cells. It is called the functional unit because each cell has the capacity to perform basic life functions such as respiration, nutrition, and waste clearance through specialized components called organelles. Page 53, Question 1. How do substances like CO2 and water move in and out of the cell? Discuss. Answer. CO2 moves across the cell membrane through a process called diffusion. It moves spontaneously from a region of high concentration inside the cell where it accumulates as waste to a region of low concentration, the external environment. Water moves across the cell membrane by osmosis, which is the net diffusion of water through a selectively permeable membrane toward a higher solute concentration. Question 2. Why is the plasma membrane called a selectively permeable membrane? Answer. It is called selectively permeable because it allows or permits the entry and exit of only specific materials while preventing the movement of others. This property helps the cell maintain its internal environment by regulating what passes through it. Page 55, Question 1. Fill in the gaps in the following table illustrating differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So friends, let's see the answer in the form of a table. Features: size: prokaryotic cell generally small, 1 to 10 micrometer. 1 micrometer is equals to 10 to the power minus 6 meters. Eukaryotic cells generally large, 5 to 100 micrometer. Nuclear region: prokaryotic cell poorly defined, no nuclear membrane, called a nucleoid. Eukaryotic cell well defined and surrounded by a nuclear membrane. Chromosomes: prokaryotic cell single, eukaryotic cell more than one chromosome. Organelles: prokaryotic cell membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Eukaryotic cell membrane bound organelles like mitochondria are present. Page 57, Question 1. Can you name the two organelles we have studied that contain their own genetic material? Answer. The two organelles are mitochondria and plastids, specifically chloroplast in plants. Both possess their own DNA and ribosomes, allowing them to make some of their own proteins. Question 2. If the organization of a cell is destroyed due to some physical or chemical influence, what will happen? Answer. The cell will no longer be able to perform its basic life supporting functions such as respiration, obtaining nutrition, and protein synthesis. The cell will eventually die and its own lysosomes may burst to digest the damaged cell. Question 3. Why are lysosomes known as suicide beds? Answer. Lysosomes contain powerful digestive enzymes capable of breaking down all organic material. If the cell gets damaged or its metabolism is disturbed, lysosomes may burst and the enzymes will digest their own cell. Question 4. Where are proteins synthesized inside the cell? Answer. Proteins are synthesized on the ribosomes. Ribosomes can be found floating freely in the cytoplasm or attached to the surface of the rough endoplasmic reticulum RER. Exercises. Question 1. Make a comparison and write down ways in which plant cells are different from animal cells. Answer. Plant and animal cells differ in several structural aspects. Cell wall. Plant cells have a rigid outer covering called a cell wall made of cellulose. Animal cells do not have a cell wall. Plastids. Plant cells contain organelles called plastids like chloroplast for photosynthesis. Animal cells lack plastids. Vacuoles. Plant cells typically have a very large permanent central vacuole that can occupy 50 to 90% of the cell volume. Animal cells have small temporary vacuoles. Centrioles. Animal cells have centrioles involved in cell division, which are generally absent in plant cells. Question 2. How is a prokaryotic cell different from a eukaryotic cell? Answer. So friends, we have discussed this answer in a previous question. Question 3. What would happen if the plasma membrane ruptures or breaks down? Answer. If the plasma membrane ruptures, the cell would lose its structural integrity as it is the outermost covering. The cell would no longer be able to regulate the entry and exit of materials through selective permeability. Cellular contents would spill out into the external environment and the cell would eventually die. Question 4. What would happen to the life of a cell if there was no Golgi apparatus? Answer. Without the Golgi apparatus, materials synthesized near the ER like proteins and lipids could not be packaged, modified or dispatched to various targets inside and outside the cell. Lysosomes would not be formed as the Golgi apparatus is involved in their creation. The cell's waste disposal and internal transport system would fail, leading to cellular death. Question 5. Which organelle is known as the powerhouse of the cell? Why? Answer. Mitochondria are known as the powerhouse of the cell. Reason. They release the energy required for various chemical activities of life in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate molecules through cellular respiration. ATP is known as the energy currency of the cell. Question 6. Where do the lipids and proteins constituting the cell membrane get synthesized? Answer. Proteins are synthesized on the ribosomes attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum RER. Lipids are manufactured by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum SER. Together, these components build the cell membrane through a process called membrane biogenesis. Question 7. How does an amoeba obtain its food? Answer. An amoeba obtains its food through a process called endocytosis. Because its plasma membrane is flexible, it can extend its body to engulf food particles from its external environment into a food vacuole. Question 8. What is osmosis? Answer. Osmosis is the net diffusion of water molecules across a selectively permeable membrane from a region of high water concentration dilute solution toward a region of low water concentration higher solute concentration. Question 9. Carry out the following osmosis experiment. Take 4 peeled potato halves and squeeze each one out to make potato cups. One of these potato cups should be made from a boiled potato. Put each potato cup in a trough containing water. Now, A. Keep cup A empty. B. Put 1 teaspoon sugar in cup B. C. Put 1 teaspoon salt in cup C. D. Put 1 teaspoon sugar in the boiled potato cup D. Keep these for 2 hours. Then observe the 4 potato cups and answer the following. First, explain why water gathers in the hollowed portion of B and C. Answer. Water gathers because of osmosis. The concentration of water outside the potato in the trough is higher than inside the cups containing sugar or salt, the solute. This creates a concentration gradient, causing water to move into the hollowed portion. Second, why is potato A necessary for this experiment? Answer. Potato A serves as a control. It shows that without a solute like sugar or salt to create a concentration gradient, water does not move on its own through the potato tissue. Third, explain why water does not gather in the hollowed out portions of A and D. Answer. In cup A, there is no solute to create a difference in water concentration, so no osmosis occurs. In cup D, the potato was boiled, which kills the cells. Since osmosis only occurs across living, selectively permeable membranes. The dead cells in the boiled potato cannot facilitate the process. Question 10. Which type of cell division is required for growth and repair of body, and which type is involved in formation of gametes? Answer. Growth and repair. Mitosis is the process by which most cells divide to produce two identical daughter cells for growth and tissue repair. Formation of gametes. Meiosis is the type of division that occurs in reproductive organs to form gametes, sperm and eggs, resulting in four new cells with half the number of chromosomes. So friends, we have completed all the question answers from chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. We have already studied notes and summary of this chapter. You can find the link in the description and on the screen. If you want extra MCQs and question answers, you can comment in the comment box. I will provide a video of it. You can support me with channel membership and super thanks. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive new video notifications. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.